For me, a big part of regaining self-confidence, for building my self-esteem back up, has been role-playing. And that's why I make so many videos on counter manipulation that are over the top and very sensationalized. When I'm engaging in role play, I know it's not real. How do I explain this? It's about role playing. It's about the process of doing it. I believe that when we role play, when we confront our abuser and we tell them off and we have these fabulous comebacks and we stick up for ourselves, that while we're in the process of doing that, even though we're, let's say, doing it in front of a mirror, or we're doing it with our friend practicing, or we're saying it to ourselves, what's happening is it changes our thinking process. It changes how we view ourselves, because then we have a memory. Even though it's role playing and it's not real, it's now a memory of us winning, of us standing up to the abuser, to us engaging in self-care and self-defense. We now have that memory to counter the memory of us being abused, of us being broken down to a zero, of us being humiliated, of us being fooled. And at least for me, that has been a pivotal part of my recovery process. I've really needed these memories of me to counter the memories of me not defending myself, not sticking up for myself. Because these trauma memories of us getting beaten down to a zero, well, in order for those to disappear, we need to replace them with some new memories of us being strong. And that's why I think role playing is so important. And that's a big part of the reason I make counter manipulation videos for targets. A lot of people just do not like counter manipulation videos because they see it as the target not letting go, when in fact it's the opposite. To me, counter manipulation is not about investing into the drama or the pathology that's going on with the narcissistic abuse. It's about divesting. It's about taking back what was stolen from us. It's about replacing those nasty, disgusting memories of us being abused with new memories of us saying, no, 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 think again, loser, you're not going to abuse me, and this is why. Hopefully, if there are any people out there who are down on counter manipulation videos, you now try to look at them in a different way with some new glasses on. And a lot of people who watch these counter manipulation videos have already quit the job with the abusive boss, or they've already gone no contact with their abusive family members, etc. And so when they're watching these videos, they're able to then see themselves engaging in this self-protection. And that in itself is healing. Just the idea of it. It solidifies into their brain that the abuser doesn't always win. That the abuser isn't smarter than them. It gives another perspective to the abuse target dynamic. That's why I think that my counter manipulation videos are so important for targets to watch. The visualization, the enactment, even though it's not real, is healing. And I encourage you to reenact situations, and they don't even have to be real situations that you've experienced, because I know for me that can re-traumatize me. But in new situations, like when the next time you're out at the grocery store and someone is just being so nasty and rude to you, and it doesn't even have to be a narcissist, it's just any sort of situation that you're in where you can feel empowered. And in those situations, you can either in real life stick up for yourself and say, hey, you just cut in line and that's unacceptable. That's what I mean about role playing and reenacting. It's about taking back this part of you that was stolen when you were abused in the past. Let's say you don't want to actually say to this person at the grocery, hey, you just cut in line, back of the line, baby, back of the line. Maybe what you can do is when you're on your way home in the car or when you're walking back home, you can then reenact in your mind you saying those things. And for me, and for a lot of people, that in itself is very healing. So there are a couple of ways that I role play. One is I will watch YouTube videos, I will read articles, and I take notes. And I will study my notes, and I will memorize real comebacks that can be used in different situations. And I practice those comebacks either in the mirror by myself, or I will do it with another person, a friend. I am not a robot. I am not a robot. It's not like I go out into the world and I am able to counter manipulate people like that. Not at all. A lot of times I fall flat on my face when I try to counter manipulate. It doesn't work out. But other times it does for me. And that's all we're concerned about. We're just thinking about building our own confidence. It's not about the nasty abuser. We don't care what's going on in their head. Remember, they have aggressed upon us. They initiated the aggression. Counter manipulation is about putting our hand up and saying, no, 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 I don't think so, bro. Sometimes I leave interactions and I feel really confident and I feel empowered and I feel like I said just the right thing at the right time. And other times I leave interactions in tears and it's just a complete disaster. I'm not a robot. I'm a human being, and my confidence varies. Some days I'm feeling confident, and a lot of that has to do with getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, eating healthy foods. So, and other days, if I haven't slept well, if I haven't eaten all day and my blood sugar is low, then I'm not going to have the energy to counter manipulate. And it's probably, and if I do try, it usually doesn't work out. So there are a lot of variables that we have to consider. And that's another reason I think that it's a really bad idea to guilt trip targets who don't stick up for themselves, because unless you know why, unless you know all the details, then why judge them? Maybe they were up all night with a stomach flu, and you're wagging your finger. Why didn't you stick up for yourself? Well, that's ridiculous. We are not robots. We are human beings, and we have good days and bad days. That's just the way it is. You can tell there's a lot of frustration inside of me when I talk about this topic, because I also get a lot of guilt tripping from people who will give me a hard time about not sticking up for myself. I have to then engage in self-care and self-empathy and say, I'm a human being. There's only so much I can take on. And that's why it's really important for former targets of abuse to put time and energy into building a support system with strong power players. You want to be aligned with other people who are power players, meaning that they are self-confident, strong personalities. When you are low on energy and someone is bullying you, it's great to know someone who is a power player, someone who is confident and strong, and you can say, hey, this person's bullying me, but I don't have the emotional energy right now to take that on. Could you provide some backup support? And a lot of times people who are innately strong and confident and power players, they love to do stuff like that, helping out someone who needs it. I'm not talking about a toxic person. I'm talking about someone who is just who has empathy, who's kind, and also a very strong person. I usually will say a strong personality when I describe someone like that, but it's someone who is very confident. That's it. As always, stay strong and get toxic people out of your life. Bye.